Hey guys, stays on schizophrenia and the launching phase. Schizophrenia and the launching phase. But before we get to this, please allow my brief prelude. As you know, I conveniently recorded it for our mutual comfort, our mutual convenience, and our mutual luxury. And hey, listen, I'm no spring chicken. I know you might be thinking right now, is he a spring chicken? You are? Happens all the time. I say nay, 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 and I've been around a few preludes in my many years. I'm telling you, this prelude, it's got something particularly luxurious, like an ever luxurious, Skittle.
Hello there, my name is Robert Francis.
I'm a fan of Skittles.
My Unconquering
I like
Schizophrenia
Skittles.
YouTube channel, where me and the bird.
It's one of my favorite snacks,
That's
actually.
We
Yeah,
talk schizophrenia.
I like that. I like Reese's
This is the
Pieces
cut of my
too.
jib right here for reasons of my medical
This is book 5, The
confidentiality.
Definitive
I'm a
Schizophrenia
licensed clinical
Recovery
social worker times 15 years.
Handbook.
That's a lot of
I
gabbing
know,
and
it's a
chatting.
mouthful.
I've been diagnosed with schizophrenia for a
It's
score
a
of 5
handbook,
and 1.
not an
And
elbow.
that puts a little gray fleck in my beard.
Not an elbow or a shoulder book.
Thank you for joining me on my channel. Now to topic.
So like 18 to 25, they call it the launching phase of development. And they call it that because we're trying to launch ourselves from our parents' custody, getting out onto your own. 22, you move out and you start on your own. They call it the launching phase, launching your life, launching yourself from your parents or parent or whatever. And the crux of the matter also is schizophrenia usually arrives just around the same time. So you can see the problem, right? It's hard to get out on your own when you're starting to deal with a active psychosis for the first time. In fact, it's impossible. So let me tell you this. Sometimes our trajectory, us with schizophrenia, gets a little muddled around the 20s. And it takes a little time for us to recover, 25, 26, 27. So for us with schizophrenia, our launching phase could be delayed a little bit. And that's what happened to me. For my vocation, it took me a while before I got into my career. I didn't really get into my career until I was like 27, 28 years old because of the disruption of schizophrenia. So sometimes we have to reset our clock with schizophrenia and understand that period of time sometimes gets delayed, and we feel like we're falling behind our peers, and I can't get going, and I can't work, and it's very frustrating to not be able to accomplish that goal of launching ourselves from our parents. And so the thing is we got to get stable first with the schizophrenia, and then we can then move forward a little bit. But the disruption of the launching phase with schizophrenia, it's an ample disruption, and sometimes we have to recalibrate. And once you get stable, it's like, well, it feels like you lost time. You're like 28 years old. You're like, I'm just getting started. What am I going to do now, But that's okay. That's okay. That's what I did. And 28 years old, you're still a baby. You're a baby. You got 30, 40 years ahead of you still. So don't stress it out if it takes a while. Even into your 30s. Even later, mid-30s. I went back to school for college to become a social worker when I was in my young 30s, I think it was in my 30s. So, sometimes it's delayed, but we can still accomplish a great many things, and there's a lot of years ahead. And that's very luxurious, like a Skittle. Taste the rainbow. We'll see you next time.